The arrival at Earth Base 9. The giant metal doors of Earth Base 9 slowly opened with a loud hiss. A transport shuttle from the distant galaxy of Lumavia had arrived. People gathered near the landing zone, curious to see the visitors. Soldiers stood guard. Engineers watched the ship with scanning devices. The air was tense but silent. Jaden Cole, a 28-year-old human technician, stood at the edge of the crowd. He wasn't expecting anything special today. He was just there, to fix a damaged energy relay. But when the doors of the alien shuttle opened, something strange happened. From the bright interior of the ship, several Lumavian delegates walked out. They were tall, elegant, and carried themselves with pride. But then, a female alien stepped forward and everything around Jaden faded. She was breathtaking. Tall and graceful, her skin was soft lilac with a slight glow. Her silver hair floated gently in the air, and her glowing silver eyes locked onto his. The crowd whispered and pointed, but she didn't care. She walked straight toward Jaden. He froze. His heart started beating fast. She stopped just a few steps away and looked at him calmly. Then, she said in a soft voice that echoed with emotion, "Do you recognize me, human?" Jaden blinked. The voice, it felt familiar, like a dream from long. Before he could respond, she spoke again. "I'm your childhood neighbor, Tali." Jaden took a step back. What? That name. It hit him like lightning. Tali was his childhood best friend. They lived in the same block when they were kids. They played together every day. She loved the stars and always talked about flying into space. But then, one day, she and her family disappeared. Everyone said they moved away. Some whispered they had died. Jaden looked closer. Her eyes, yes, they were the same. Her smile, it had the same softness, but she wasn't human anymore. "You can't be Tali," Jaden finally said, his voice shaking. "I am," she replied. "I never forgot you." The crowd around them was watching. The base commander walked forward, confused. "Technician Cole, do you know this alien?" he asked. Jaden hesitated. Tali turned to the commander. "He knows me. We were once children together. Before I was taken." Now everyone stared. Jaden remembered a strange night from years ago. Bright lights, a strange noise from the sky, then Tali's family gone. Could it be they were abducted? "Why now?" he whispered. Tali looked down. "Because I escaped, I came back to warn you and to ask for help." "Help with what?" Jaden asked. Tali moved closer. Her voice dropped low. "I know things about the Lumavian Collective, about what they're planning, about what they did to me and to others. I'm not the only one, but I'm the first to come back." Jaden felt his chest tighten. This wasn't just a reunion. This was the beginning of something much bigger. The commander stepped forward. "This conversation is over. Guards, escort the alien guest to the holding quarters for debriefing." "No!" Tali shouted. Her voice shook the ground slightly, as if powered by something more than emotion. Jaden stepped in front of her. "Sir, she's not a threat. Let me talk to her, please." The commander stared at him, then sighed. "You have 1 hour, Cole. 1 hour." The guards backed off. Jaden led Tali to the side into a quiet maintenance hallway. Once alone, she touched the wall gently. Her fingers glowed and a hidden door slid open. "What is this?" Jaden asked. "A safe place," Tali replied. They entered a small chamber, dark, cold, but secure. Tali sat on a metal bench and took a deep breath. "My real name now is Tali Anvar. I've lived on Lumavia for 18 years. I was changed, modified, rewritten, but I kept my memories hidden until now." Jaden sat beside her. "Why come to me?" "Because," she said, looking into his eyes, "you were the only one who ever made me feel human. I need someone to remind me who I really am." Jaden felt a lump in his throat. This alien woman in front of him was his lost friend. But she was also something new, something powerful. "Tali," he said slowly, "what do they want from Earth?" She looked up. Her glowing eyes shimmered. Not just Earth. They want the hybrids. The ones like me. We were the test. If we succeed, they'll create more and take more children. Jaden stood. Then we stop them. Tali smiled softly. I knew you'd say that. The girl who vanished. Jaden sat alone in his quarters. Outside, Earth Base 9 was still buzzing after the Lumevian arrival, but in his room it was silent. On the table in front of him lay an old digital tablet. It had booted up after years of dust, reactivated by Tali's touch. Inside it was the photo. Proof that she had once been human. Proof that he wasn't crazy. His mind swirled with memories. Tali climbing trees. Tali building toy rockets. Tali laughing at the stars, saying she'd live in space someday. Then, the memory of the night she vanished, a loud humming in the sky, flashing lights, her house glowing from the inside. He remembered waking up the next morning and the house was empty. Doors open, furniture left behind. Everyone had whispered rumors. Some said they moved. Others claimed alien abduction. No one believed those stories. Except now Jaden did. The door buzzed. It was Tali. Her alien features shimmered in the soft hallway light, but her smile was still familiar. Calm, kind, human. I didn't mean to scare you, she said gently, stepping inside. I needed to see if you remembered. And you did. Jaden looked at her. You were human. You were Tali. What happened to you? She sat down, folding her glowing hands in her lap. I didn't just vanish, she began. My parents were scientists. They worked with a secret Earth Lumevia program, something called Project Orion Seed. They didn't trust the Earth government. They believed Earth would betray them. So, they ran. Jaden listened, every word hitting him like thunder. We were found by the Lumevian collective. My parents gave themselves up. They thought they'd be safe. But the collective saw potential in me, in my DNA. I was young, adaptable. So they used me for their first hybrid. Hybrid? Jaden asked. I'm not fully alien, she said. They changed my skin, my voice, my mind, but deep inside, I'm still Tali, and it hurts. Every day. Jaden looked at her carefully. Why are you here now? Tali's expression darkened. Because others like me are coming. The collective calls them the awakening generation. They're faster, stronger. But their minds are unstable. The experiment wasn't perfect. If they arrive, Earth won't survive their madness. Jaden stood and paced. You're saying Earth is in danger? I'm saying Earth is the target, she replied. And they'll use hybrids to open the door. Earth won't fight back. The collective thinks humans are weak. Jaden shook his head. They don't know what humans really are. Tali's eyes lit up. That's why I came to you. You were the one person who treated me like more than a science project, even as kids. I trust you. He sat down beside her. What do we do now? She reached into her bag and pulled out a small glowing cube. This holds a memory fragment. Mine. One that was locked away during my transformation. But I can't access it alone. I need you to go with me. Where? Jaden asked. To the memory vault beneath Earth Base 9. It's hidden in the old archives. I saw it when I first arrived. They don't even know it's still active. Jaden hesitated. If we go down there, we're breaking about 10 military laws. She smirked. You always liked breaking the rules. He grinned slightly. Yeah, but not when aliens were involved. She stood and held out her hand. Come with me, Jaden. Let's find the truth. And maybe save who I used to be. Jaden looked into her glowing silver eyes that were once brown, filled with starlight and laughter. Then, without another word, he took her hand. Outside the base, night fell over Earth's orbit. But deep underground, the past was waiting, ready to reveal secrets that had been buried for nearly 2 decades. The underground memory vault. The old service elevator wasn't meant to go this deep. The walls around Jaden and Tali groaned with age and pressure. Dust rained from the ceiling. Even Tali looked uneasy now, her glowing eyes dimmer than before. Jaden glanced at the ancient control panel. Most of the buttons were rusted, but somehow Tali knew exactly where to go. She had touched a forgotten code into the panel, and the floor started descending into the black belly of Earth Base 9. "I thought Earth stopped using this section of the base decades ago," Jaden muttered. "They did," Tali replied. "But the collective didn't." Jaden turned sharply. "What do you mean?" Tali leaned her head against the wall, her voice quieter now. "This place wasn't just a storage vault, it was a lab. One of the first Earth-authorized testing zones for hybrid development." Jaden felt sick. "You're saying humans were helping the collective from the beginning?" "No," she said. "I'm saying some humans did. The rest never knew." The elevator stopped with a sharp jolt. The doors creaked open. They stepped into darkness. Tali raised her hand. A soft silver glow pulsed from her fingers, revealing a wide metallic corridor lined with old Earth banners and flickering red lights. The walls were covered with warning signs. Classified level, no entry, do not touch memory cores, and, most chilling of all, live subjects below. Jaden's breath caught. "Live subjects?" Tali shook her head. "Not anymore, I hope." As they walked deeper, the air grew colder. Everything felt wrong, like the place itself remembered pain. They finally reached a locked gate. Tali stepped forward and touched the panel beside it. The system scanned her hand. A sharp mechanical voice spoke. Identity confirmed. Subject Tali Var. Memory access unlocked. The gate groaned open. Inside was a single circular room, a memory chamber. In the center floated a silver cube, the size of a human heart, surrounded by dozens of hovering memory nodes. Tali stepped forward and looked at Jaden. "This is where they took my past." Jaden walked beside her. "Can we get it back?" "Yes, but I need you to activate the human interface. I can't do it anymore, not fully." Jaden approached the old console and pressed the only working button. The room lit up in blue light. Holograms flickered around them. Suddenly, images burst into the air. A younger Tali, strapped to a table, screaming, her body slowly changing. Earth doctors talking with Lumevian scientists, charts, DNA models. One of the doctors looked familiar. Jaden's stomach dropped. It was his uncle. Commander Elias Cole. Jaden stumbled back. "No, that can't be." Tali nodded slowly. He was one of the directors of the program. The next hologram showed a lab log entry. Subject T019 shows strong emotional resistance. Memory suppression only 70% effective. Recommend early emotional anchor, possibly a childhood bond. File, Jaden Cole. Jaden's mouth opened in shock. "They used me," he whispered. "Yes," Tali said softly. "You were the only person I trusted, so they recorded your face, your voice, your laugh. They locked it inside me, to keep me from breaking." Jaden turned away, trying to breathe. "I'm sorry," she said. "I didn't know until now." He looked at her, this strange, beautiful alien who was once a child he raced hoverbikes with, and realized she wasn't just a victim, she was a weapon, built by both their worlds. Suddenly the lights dimmed. A loud voice echoed in the room. "Unauthorized access detected. Purge protocol active." Walls began to shift. The memory cube trembled. Red lasers activated above. "They're trying to erase the data," Tali shouted. Jaden grabbed the cube. "How do we stop it?" "You have to upload it to the surface. Send it to the EarthNet before it's gone forever." Tali activated a wrist device. "I can open a comm window for 20 seconds. But once I do, they'll know where we are." Jaden didn't hesitate. "Do it." She tapped her wrist. The cube flashed. Data flew through holographic streams, images, documents, audio files, the memory of Tali, of the program, of everything. The screen turned green. Upload complete. Then the walls exploded. Jaden pulled Tally behind the console as fire and sparks burst into the room. Mechanical drones began to drop from the ceiling. Tally's eyes glowed bright. Run! This was just the beginning. They'll come for us now. They ran into the shadows of the forgotten base, past machines that once rewrote souls, past memories that screamed through metal, and far above them, Earth Command received a silent ping, a message no one wanted to believe. Chase. Through the neon sky only moments ago, they had uploaded Tally's lost memories to EarthNet from the secret vault. The truth was out. Earth scientists had worked with aliens to create human hybrids, and Jaden's own uncle had helped turn his childhood friend into a weapon. Now they were fugitives. Drones and security mechs chased them through the steel tunnels of the base. Every door they passed slammed shut behind them. Every corner held another laser turret or armed soldier. Tally guided them through the chaos. This way, there's a launch pad. Jaden didn't ask how she knew. Her memories had returned, and she remembered everything. They burst through the last airlock, finding a row of parked hoverbikes on the edge of the open dome. The city outside sparkled with neon towers and floating ships, but between them and freedom were patrol bots ready to shoot on sight. Jaden didn't slow down. He jumped onto a bike, revved the controls, and reached out. Tally! She ran, dodging a plasma bolt, and leapt behind him. The hoverbike screamed as it launched over the rail and into the neon night. Below, the capital city stretched like a glowing ocean. Hovercars, bridges, hollow signs, and blinking towers. Behind them, two security. Drones joined the chase. We've got company, Jaden yelled. Tally turned her head, eyes glowing. Give me the controls. Jaden hesitated but moved aside. She twisted the handle and shot into a narrow tunnel between skyscrapers, engines roaring. The drones followed closely. One fired a missile. Jaden reached into the storage slot and threw a small EMP mine. Boom! One drone exploded in sparks. The second dodged and accelerated. Jaden looked back. They don't give up easy. Tally's voice was calm. Then we fly harder. She dived under a monorail track, skimmed across a rooftop, and burst through a glowing billboard shaped like a dancing alien. Glass and light rained around them. Finally, they spotted a hidden landing pad, an old maintenance bay on the edge of the old city ruins. Tally guided the bike down, fast and rough. They crashed into cover as the last drone zipped by, losing them. Breathing hard, Jaden sat against a wall. I thought we were dead. Tally didn't answer. She was staring at the city skyline, her silver eyes reflecting the chaos. They know I'm alive, she whispered. They know I remember. Jaden looked at her. So what now? She turned to him, serious. Now we disappear. There's a place outside the dome, no scanners, no drones, a wasteland full of broken tech and lost cities. Jaden nodded, slowly. And we hide? She shook her head. We plan. The world knows part of the truth now, but if we want to stop what's coming, we need more. Jaden rubbed his face. Like what? Tally pulled out a metal disc. It glowed faintly. This is my stabilizer data. Without it, I'll die. And this is just a backup. Jaden froze. You're breaking down? She nodded. Slowly. My cells weren't designed to survive this long without Lemevian tech. Jaden stood. Then we go get the real one, wherever it is. Tally raised an eyebrow. You want to break into a Lemevian lab? You broke into my life, he said. It's only fair, she smiled, but her voice was soft. You don't owe me anything, Jaden. He looked at her. You were my best friend. Maybe you still are. And I don't let friends die. The wind blew through the broken windows of the rooftop. Tally reached out and touched his hand. Then let's vanish. And when we come back, we change everything. Below, the city pulsed with blue and red lights. Above, the stars waited. And far away, something even more dangerous stirred, because they weren't the only hybrid alive. Hidden in the wastelands Their stolen hoverpod had crash-landed hours ago. Far from Earth's capital city, they were now deep in the wastelands, once proud colonies, now nothing but broken towers, sand-covered roads, and shadows. Satellites didn't scan this far. Patrol drones didn't fly here. The Lumevian trackers had no reason to search such a dead zone. Jaden found a small emergency shelter inside the ruins of a collapsed mining station. It was dark but dry. Just enough power remained to charge the lights and close the door. Tali collapsed onto the floor. Her breathing was shallow. Her glowing skin was dimming, shifting from lavender to a pale gray. Jaden rushed to her side. Tali. She opened her eyes slowly. It's happening. Faster now. What's happening? He asked, trying not to panic. My body, she whispered. It's breaking apart, without the stabilizer. Jaden's heart dropped. How long do you have? Tali gave a sad smile. 2 days, maybe 1. Jaden stood up and paced the room. There has to be a way, a serum, a cure. There is, she said. But it's in the Lumevian orbital lab, the one where they created me. Jaden stared out the cracked window into the endless sand. That's a death trap, he said. I know, she replied, but it's our only chance. Silence filled the shelter. Then, from the corner of the room, a small panel blinked, a forgotten access terminal. Jaden approached and wiped away the dust. Surprisingly, it still worked. Looks like someone left a data link. Here, he muttered. He tapped the screen. Maps, cargo logs, and old military files filled the monitor. But one file was different. It glowed faintly in violet. Project Silent Nest. Coordinates, classified. Access, Lumevian clearance only. Tali crawled over and looked at the screen. Her eyes widened. That's it. That's the lab. The coordinates are hidden inside that file. Jaden nodded. Then we break it open. He connected his portable decryptor. Minutes passed. The machine hummed. Then, click, the file unlocked. A holographic map appeared showing the location of the Lumevian lab, a shadow base orbiting Jupiter, shielded behind its dark storm belts. Jaden looked at Tali. I'm getting you there. Her voice was weak. You'll be hunted. Killed. Then I'll be fast, he said. But Tali reached for his hand. You can't do it alone. Jaden shook his head. You can barely stand. I don't need to stand, she whispered. I just need to plug into their system. Once I'm inside, I can unlock the serum chamber and transfer the formula into your suit. Jaden sighed. You're serious? She nodded. Dead serious. They sat in silence. Then Tali leaned back against the wall. Do you remember the treehouse we built when we were kids? Jaden chuckled. Yeah, it fell after 1 week. But you rebuilt it, she said. Stronger. I always rebuild, Jaden said. Then rebuild me, she whispered. Just one more time. Jaden looked at her, her alien form, flickering and fading. But her voice still carried that same spark of the girl he used to know, and he made his choice. The next morning, Jaden powered up a forgotten sandcrawler buried under the ruins. It still worked. Barely. Enough to take them to the nearest spaceport. Before leaving, Tali stepped outside and looked at the rising twin suns. Her voice trembled. This world tried to erase me, but I'm still here. Jaden stepped beside her. And now we fight to make sure no one else is erased. As the crawler disappeared into the golden wasteland behind them, the ruins stood silent, but not empty. Deep underground, old machines stirred awake, watching, listening, and preparing. Because someone else had also survived, and they remembered Tali. Infiltrating the hybrid lab, the stolen stealth pod slid into the dark space above Jupiter's storm belt. The gas giant swirled below like a sleeping monster. No patrols, no traffic. Just one massive orbital ring, black as night built into the shadows. It was known as Nest Zero. A lab that didn't officially exist. Jaden sat in the pilot seat, tense. You sure your access code still works? Tally leaned forward. Her skin flickered again, weaker this time. If it doesn't, we die. The pod approached the ring. A beam of green light scanned them. Silence. Then, access granted. Welcome, Technician Talian Var. Jaden exhaled hard. They docked. The airlock opened with a hiss. Inside, the lab felt like a frozen tomb. Metal walls, blue lights, silence. Tali moved slowly, her steps soft. I remember this place, she said. Every corner, every scream. Jaden followed, staying close. Let's find the stabilizer and get out. Tali led him through the lower decks, avoiding main corridors. She had memorized secret routes, ones even security drones forgot. Along the way, they passed glass rooms filled with strange machines. Some still hummed with life. Others held broken memory tanks, cables still dripping. Jaden stopped at one window. Inside was a hybrid subject, still alive, floating in a gel tank, eyes open. He's just a kid, Jaden whispered. Not anymore, Tali said. That's Subject X-41. They erased his past, made him forget who he was. Jaden looked at her. They tried to do the same to you. She nodded. But you brought me back. They reached the biostabilizer vault, locked with a living scan panel. Tali placed her hand on it, and the wall slid open. Inside were rows of glowing vials, each one marked with numbers and warning signs. In the center was a black case, marked Serum, Guamirano 1, Prototype Stabilizer, Do Not Remove. Tali opened it with shaking hands. This is it. Jaden helped her inject it into her arm. The serum glowed as it entered her veins. Her eyes lit up, and she gasped. Her strength returned, fast. Her skin shimmered brighter. Her hands stopped trembling. I can feel everything. Again, she said. My mind is clear. Jaden smiled. Then let's go before they— Boom! The hallway outside exploded. Alarms blared. Red lights flashed. Intruder detected. Code red. Contain and eliminate. Tali stood straight. They found us. Jaden grabbed a pulse gun from the wall. Do we run? Tali's eyes narrowed. No, we finish this. She moved fast. No, longer weak. She hacked into a control panel and connected to the main network. What are you doing? Jaden shouted. Sending out the files, she said. The world needs to see what they've done here. The stolen children, the erased lives, the truth. Drones dropped from the ceiling. Jaden fired, hitting one, dodging another. Tali stayed focused. Just 30 more seconds. More drones came. Jaden fought hard, protecting her. Uploading. Now! Tali shouted. Across Earth and the solar colonies, screens flickered. Files, images, and video feeds burst into public view. Classified documents about hybrid experiments, the kidnapped children, and Earth's secret deal with Lumavia. Everything was out. Tali grabbed Jaden's hand. We have to jump. To where? She pointed to the emergency escape tunnel. Out the side hatch, there's a freefall pod. They ran. Behind them, the lab exploded with chaos. They launched from the pod just in time. The hybrid lab burned. In the blackness of space, alarms echoing into the void. Jaden sat back, breathing hard. We made it, Tali nodded. We did more than survive. We started a war of truth. A broadcast that shook galaxies. The stolen escape pod drifted above Earth, hidden behind the shadow of the moon. Inside, Tali sat before a transmitter panel. Jaden stood beside her, watching as she connected cables and powered up the signal tower. This won't just reach Earth, she said. It'll reach everywhere. All planets, all systems. The truth can't hide anymore. Jaden nodded. Are you ready? She looked at him and smiled softly. I was born for this. I just didn't know it until I met you again. He squeezed her hand, the panel beeped. The system was live. Tali adjusted the screen and faced it. Her face was calm, her alien glow soft, her human emotions rising. She began to speak. My name is Talienvar, but once I was just Tali, a little girl from Earth who loved the stars. I was taken, changed, rewritten. They tried to delete who I was, but I'm still here. I escaped. And I remembered. Not just my past, but yours too. I remember the faces of other children, others like me. Hybrids, subjects, broken, tools used for war and control. I remember the humans who helped and the humans who resisted. And now I give you the truth. Behind her, Jaden activated the data stream. Screens across Earth lit up with files, voice recordings, and secret footage, showing how Earth's top leaders in the Lumevian collective worked together to create bioweapons from stolen children. The project names, the lab blueprints, the broken lives. People everywhere stared in horror. On Earth, protests began. On Lumevia, scientists panicked. On Mars, soldiers lowered their guns. In every corner of space, a name spread. Tali. Jaden watched her speak. He could see it in her eyes. She was no longer just a survivor. She was a voice, a symbol, a storm. When the broadcast ended, the system powered down. Tali leaned back. It's done. Jaden sat beside her. You just started something big. I hope so, she said, because we're not finished. Suddenly the pod's alert system beeped. 2 ships approaching, Jaden said. Unknown origin. Tali checked the scans. Her eyes widened. Hybrids, she whispered. They saw the signal. They're coming to find us. Jaden stood. Friends or enemies? We'll find out. The ships landed silently beside their pod. The doors opened. From each ship, a hybrid stepped out. Young, glowing, scared, but awake. Free. One spoke in a shaky voice. You're the one from the broadcast. Tali nodded. Yes, and you're not alone anymore. The hybrids looked at her like she was the moonlight in a dark world. Tali stepped forward and said, No more hiding, no more running. We build something new, together. Jaden watched her, this girl who had once been forgotten, now standing at the center of something much bigger than war or survival. She had become hope. 1 month later, Earth's top officials resigned. Lumevian science leaders disappeared. The hybrid project was shut down, at least officially. And somewhere, on a quiet green hill on Earth, Jaden stood under a tree staring at the stars. Behind him, Tali walked up and stood beside him. No camera this time? She joked. He smiled. Not today. They watched the sky together. Then he asked, So what are you now? Human? Alien? She leaned against him. Neither, she said. I'm me. And above them, the stars kept shining. But now, they were watching back.